Good afternoon. I'm Sophie and I'm currently at Kechara Forest Retreat, Bentong, Malaysia. For this session, I'll continue sharing from the book by my guru, His Eminence, the 25th Samtuku Rinpoche. The book is Peace, a compilation of short teachings by Sam Rinpoche. For this session, I'll be reading from part 4, Peace is Transforming, chapter 16, Experiences, and page 130. So before that, as usual, I'll go to a scenery to share with you while I'm reading. There you go. So page 130, chapter 16, Experiences. All the experiences we have fade into a dream, but what we do during those experiences and our reactions to the people around us do not. Everything that you have experienced from the time you were born until now, and many of the details of what has happened, cannot be remembered anymore. You can no longer recall much. In fact, when someone talks or reminds you about something that happened in the past, you ask if it really happened. Sometimes you remember only a few bits and pieces. Everything about the things that we threw fits about when we were children, when we threw our bottles down, screamed and hit our mothers and fathers, was so serious while they were happening, but are now just a distant dream. However, the habits and tendencies associated with the bratty little kids that we were, for example, our habit of throwing tantrums, are not forgotten. When we grow up into adults and we are still temperamental, difficult, and full of anger, people who know us will say, yes, they were like that as a child. The experiences of whatever we do will fade away and disappear, and eventually they will not matter anymore. In fact, by next week, you will not even remember that you have read this. For some of us, what was taught and explained here will already be forgotten by next week. This is not an insult. Unfortunately, it is just the way our mind works. We experience the experiences we have, whether pleasant or unpleasant, like we are watching a drama or a play. During the play, the experience is very intense if the actors and actresses are very good. They make us cry, they make us laugh, they make us feel anxious. We feel real because our minds become totally absorbed in the play. However, when the play is over, we come back to reality. We know that it was just a play and that it was just made up of actors and actresses. Sometimes we read about actors and actresses and what they do in those bad little gossip magazines. We like those magazines for a few reasons. Even I like them. I read all about who is having what liposuction, who broke up with whom, who is with whom, who is suspected of this and that. One of the reasons we like those magazines and we read them and are interested in them is that when we see these actors and actresses on the screen, they portray a certain character, a very good person or a very rotten, evil person. We begin to identify the person with that character. When we read these magazines and discover that they do not match the characters they play on screen, we find it interesting. For example, we may see an actress play the part of a nun where she is very saintly. On screen, we see her as a wonderful, saintly, and fabulous. But we might then read in a magazine that she has been divorced 4 times. We might react and think, what kind of a nun is that? And we are intrigued because it does not match the character we have associated her with. We like that. That is something subconscious in all of us. Similarly, things that happen to us, good and bad, are like a play or a show. Think about it. No matter how much intensity we put into the experience will pass and what has happened will pass. The person we had the good or bad experience with will pass and go away, and they will fade into a dream. Think about relationships and the friends and the people you knew 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago. You cannot remember some of them anymore. There are some you don't even wish to remember. They fade, and even the people we have relationships with now and in the future may just become memories. All the experiences we have fade into a dream, and what we do during those experiences and our reactions to the people around us do not fade. They do not just remain as memories. For example, someone might cut us off in the traffic, and immediately we aggressively chased after them. In a short while, that chase will be over, but the action of anger, of chasing them and wanting to extract revenge by scaring them, does not go away. We reinforce our anger. We experience the anger and we feel familiar with it. It is even worse when there are no immediate repercussions, because we can then engage in it again and again and again until it becomes something very serious. Whatever we have done that is hurtful and damaging to the other person is reflected and transformed into karma. That karma remains, and that karma goes on. The horrible aspect about karma is that it multiplies daily. The next horrible thing about karma is that it comes back to us. Therefore, whatever we have done to other people, our parents, our girlfriends and boyfriends, our friends and acquaintances, will pass. And although we might not remember what the experience was, the action and repercussions of the experience will remain. It is okay if you do not believe in karma, because I'm not here to force you to believe it. If you do not believe in karma, then believe in this. The action stays because you reinforce it. For example, some people can be very attracted to a relationship and put all their energy into it. However, the relationship will eventually fade and break down, and all the energy and time that was put into the relationship will go with it. There are some people who try to recapture or retrieve that relationship, but it can never be like that. But it can never be like it was before. The karma for it is gone. Some of us might have a good relationship, but choose to end it. Before long, we want another good relationship, achieve it, and then end it again. We have this power of ending relationships or of not wanting to maintain our relationships. The result is inevitable. There will come a time when our karma builds up and someone will do the same back to us. It will happen at a time when we will not be able to tolerate it. If we do not have the Dharma or a strong psychological, stable background, we will not be able to bear it. We may commit suicide, do something violent, hurt someone or ourselves, or become vengeful. We become capable of doing a lot of things. Therefore, even so-called good relationship experiences can end up badly because they reinforce something that is not real. And that is chapter 16 on experiences. So understanding from this chapter that every experience reinforces our own perception and our own characteristics. So we should always be mindful of our actions, especially our thoughts, the way that to understand that we always have control of our, actions, how we react to others, and to not create any bad experiences for others, because it will reinforce something that is not good. And with that, I will end the session now with a completion dedication in Tibetan. Thank you for sharing your time with me. Chẳng chú sinh chú rin bố shì, mà cái bà nông ghê shì, cái bà nông bà mê bà yang, gòn nì gòn đô bè wà shù, tô nì tô rin bố shì, mà cái bà nông ghê shì, cái bà nông bà mê bà yang, gòn nì gòn đô bè wà shù. Đa sô chú nì sa bà ghê wà đi, đàn đàn trô wà gù nà gà bà đàn, chế bà chế sù lô sân trà bà yì, tâm bình yì bồ rin đô sa sê shù. Cái wà cún tù yên đà là mà đàn, trò mì chú kì bà la lông cho chú, sa tâm lăng yì yat tè ra sô nì, đô shì shang yì ngọc bà ngà tù sù. Cái wà đi yô đù đà, là mà sang kêu trù yô nì, trù wà chì kà mà lù bà, đê yì sa la gò bà shù. Cho ki ka posong ka pa, cho sunam pa pe wala, ke ki sama siwa tungi malo sang washo. Dadam sangi desenda, dre wa songi la tene, ge wala sandra pai, tampa yu riva, gi shi, ni modele sendele, ni mi gunyandele shi, ni sinta tu dele pa, kunchu songi jingilo, kunchu songi ngodruso, kunchu songi trahasi sho, jesu lama kusen rab ting ching. Ngam ka trini cho chu ke padang, lo sam tempe dro me sap song, dro he man sa tato ni gi shi, cao người rõ người cô sinh cầm đen bên đàn đeo mà người yêu này chơi人生稳定性嘅所以下邊是你把到定要是hôm đông bên ngõ trục马路吧đến để đó là sao du số có đàn đến ba lòng chọn lắm khi bà số shik shuk đến sao. Thank you again for sharing your time with me and hope that you join me for the next session.